match number 2. Sue-Neidig, who beat Donna Adamick, will go first. The bowler who came in 4th in the qualifying against the bowler who came in 3rd. Can Neidig make it 2 in a row? 187 in her first match.
Well, actually, we talk about nerves, especially after you get one match under your belt. It's a lot easier to get up and bowl a second match. Once again, you can see there, she just threw that ball superbly, left a solid 9-pin, bad break.
There's a first match final score, 187 to 171. And Neidig now with a chance to open up her second match with a spare.
Before we get too far in the match, I have to mention just 2 weeks ago, for those fans out there that caught our new survival format, we did ask you to write in and let us know what you thought about it, and we had a great response in the office, and I just want to thank everyone for their input and their opinions on the new format, and we'll keep you updated as to what's going to happen in the future.
Wendy has won all 3 majors. She's only 23 years old. Won here last year.
Wendy, as I mentioned in the opening, Bill's had a very successful year. She's cashed 18 out of 20 events, but she has fallen short. She has had a couple 6th place finishes, but has really just unable to break it through and make the telecast.
Wendy, go ahead.
Opening up with a great strike right there. Appears that she has this pair down pretty well.
Wendy talking about the frustration she's had this year. 1991, her best finish was a 2nd in Winter Park last February. She said she's come in so close to the TB round a number of times, but it's just come up short. But she's here this time, and a tough shot there in frame number 2.
The ball coming up very light, very difficult here with the 8-pin sitting behind the 2-pin. I've seen it picked up, but you don't see it too often. She's going to want to slide the 2 and the 8 over, hit the 10. The ball takes out the 4. We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Wendy has never won a title from the 3rd position. Leaves the 10-pin.
An opening for Sue-Neidig as she stepped up. The first frame just crunched the pocket, left that solid 9-pin. We'll have to see what happens here on lane 20. It appears she is becoming more and more comfortable with this pair of lanes. Sue-Neidig, 30 years old. Like we mentioned, she's been out on tour now for 11 years, but has really been a part-time player for most of that time.
Nice shot there on the right-hand lane.
Sue pretty successful all week, really never falling down. She said, I was very consistent. I never had a bad block, just picked up a few pins every round, and when the scores are have a tendency to be a little bit low, that's the key. You just want to pick up those pins, and while the rest of the field starts to fall.
Looking for a double, frame number 3, and gets the roll and gets the 10-pin to fall. A double for Sue-Neidig.
Wendy Macpherson now up in the 3rd frame, trying to bounce back off that 2-4, 8-10 split. She appeared to have lane 20 pretty well under control as she opened up with a strike.
She's been very consistent. We mentioned she hasn't been on television that much, but she has cashed 17 times. And a strike there.
Wendy Macpherson recently changing from a 5-step to a 4-step approach. Moved up a little bit on the approach. You can see here she said it put me in a lot better timing. I worked with my coach Sam Baca here recently between Torrance, California and Las Vegas. It straightened out my timing, and that's why I feel I bowled so well here this week. It's very difficult for a player to go from 4 steps to 5 steps or 5 steps to 4 steps, but she was able to do it. She says, I've done it a few different times in my career where I've made that change.
She talked about the fact that she has gone back between 5 and 4 and back to 5, just trying to find the right sync for her bowling game. Only 23 years old, has been out on the tour 6 years.
Wendy Macpherson came out and won the U.S. Open as an amateur.
1986, she won that U.S. Open Rookie of the Year. And Sue-Neidig with a 22-pin lead will bowl here in the 4th frame.
Interesting note, Sue-Neidig is going to go home Monday and have jaw surgery. She said, I'm really more nervous about that, I think, than making the telecast here.
Suffering from TMJ, but that did not hurt her there, and it has not hurt her here so far.
You can see here she just dices the rack, the 5-pin blowing out the 10-pin.
Neidig up now by 32 pins. TMJ, the type of problem with the jaw that sometimes it locks up. It's a little bit out of alignment, and Sue wants to get it taken care of. So she's going to be very busy after this tournament.
Well, the players are off until the end of January. Quite a nice break, except for the top 24 players will be competing in the Cambridge tournament in Reno, Nevada, here in the first part of December.
Sue-Neidig with 4 consecutive strikes, up by 42 pins.